Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev.
Please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. I sat back and I lost my voice there. Did you get the schedule?
I didn't even look. I went on my walk and came back. I'll check.
Okay.
Yeah, I received it. Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I had made a change, with
Address.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the email address.
Mm-hmm.
And I did write that in there that I changed email addresses.
Okay.
So loud. Wait a minute, let me lower this a little. Okay. I was getting a bad echo, real bad echo. Just a minute. I'm trying to find. Yeah, I'm on the Samsung today. Okay, that's good. Who else is on the call? Leela Manjari Mataji, are you on the call today? Linda Mataji, is that you? Is somebody else on the call? Okay, I guess it's just us. Okay. Would somebody like to start the prayers, or did you want me to do the prayers? It's up to you.
Doesn't matter. Once you say them, it's your day.
Okay, I can do it. Thank you. Om Jnana Timirandasya Ganananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Manchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashta Prayashu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Aktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Okay, for all those on the call, today we are reading from Canto 4, and we finished Chapter 1. So it'll be Chapter 2 of Canto 4. I believe I put their text 1 through, did I put 1 through 4 or 5? I can't even remember now. Oh boy.
One through 4.
Okay.
Today's Monday, right? Yeah.
Would anybody like to read? I have a funny feeling, Manasi Ganga, you and I are the only ones we're going to read today. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone else will join. All right, I guess I can start us off with text 1. Excuse me. Daksha curses Lord Shiva. Vidura uvacha paveshilavatam shreshte daksho duhitir vatsala videsham akarot kasmad anadrityat majam satim. Translations and purports by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Vidura inquired, why was Daksha, who was so affectionate towards his daughter, envious of Lord Shiva, who is the best among the gentle? Why did he neglect his daughter Sati? Purport. In the second chapter of the 4th canto, the cause of the dissension between Lord Shiva and Daksha, which was due to a great sacrifice arranged by Daksha for the pacification of the entire universe, is explained. Lord Shiva is described here as the best of the gentle because he is not envious of anyone. He is equal to all living entities, and all other good qualities are present in his personality. The word Shiva means all auspicious. No one can be an enemy of Lord Shiva's, for he is so peaceful and renounced that he does not even construct a house for his residence, but lives underneath a tree, always detached from all worldly things. The personality of Lord Shiva symbolizes the best of gentleness. Why then was Daksha, who offered his beloved daughter, to such a gentle personality, inimical towards Lord Shiva, so intensely that Sati, the daughter of Daksha and wife of Lord Shiva, gave up her body. Text 2, I guess I'll read 2 of them then. Kastam charachara gurum nirveram shanta vigraham atmaram mam katam veshti jagato devatam mahat. Translation. Lord Shiva, the spiritual master of the entire world, is free from enmity, is a peaceful personality, and is always satisfied in himself. He is the greatest among the demigods. How is it possible that Daksha could be inimical towards such an auspicious personality? Purport. Lord Shiva is described here as Charachara Guru, the spiritual master of all animate and inanimate objects. He is sometimes known as Bhutanata, which means the worshipable deity of the dull-headed. Bhuta is also sometimes taken to indicate, to indicate the ghosts. Lord Shiva takes charge of reforming persons who are ghosts and demons. Not to speak of others who are godly. Therefore, he is the spiritual master of everyone, both the dull and demoniac and the highly learned Vaishnavas. It is also stated, Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. Shambhu, Lord Shiva, is the greatest of all Vaishnavas. On one hand, he is the worshipable object of the dull demons. And on the other, he is the best of all Vaishnavas, or devotees. And he has a sampradaya called the Rudra Sampradaya. Even if he is an enemy or is sometimes angry, such a personality cannot be the object of envy. So Vidura, in astonishment, asked why he was taken as such, especially by Daksha. Daksha is also not an ordinary person. He is a Prajapati in charge of fathering population. And all his daughters are highly elevated, especially Sati. The word Sati. The word Sati means the most chaste. Whenever there is consideration of chastity, Sati, this wife of Lord Shiva and daughter of Daksha, is considered first. Vidura, therefore, was astonished. Daksha is such a great man, he thought, and is the father of Sati. Or maybe it's Sati, I don't know. And Lord Shiva is the spiritual master of everyone. How then could there possibly be so much enmity between them that Sati, the most chaste goddess, could give up her body because of their quarrel? Wow.
Text 3. Etad akyahi me brahman janmatu svaros rasyacha vidveras tu yatta pranams tatyaje dustyayan sati. Translation. My dear Maitreya, to part with one's life is very difficult. Would you kindly explain to me how such a son-in-law and father-in-law could quarrel so bitterly that the great goddess Sati could give up her life? 4. Maitreya uvacha pura visvasrajam satre sameta param arsaha saya tata marakana sarve sanuga munayo agnayaha. Translation. The sage Maitreya said, in a former time, the leaders of the universal creation performed a great sacrifice in which all the great sages, philosophers, demigods, and fire gods assembled with their followers. Purport. Upon being asked by Vidura, the sage Maitreya began to explain the cause of the misunderstanding between Lord Shiva and Daksha, because of which the goddess Sati gave up her body. Thus begins the history of a great sacrifice performed by the leaders of the universal creation, named Maruchi, Daksha, and Visista. These great personalities arranged for a great sacrifice, for which demigods like Indra and the fire gods assembled with their followers. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva were also present.
Okay. Well, I was told not to go beyond 4 pages at a time. But yeah, let's see. Okay, I guess I'll just explain then the first 2. So Daksha, wait a minute. I want to go back and remember who Daksha was exactly in here. Does anybody remember? I missed some classes last week, and he might have been mentioned. I know he was mentioned somewhere in here because he was giving his daughter in marriage to Lord Shiva.
Are you looking in chapter 1?
Yeah, it's probably not going to explain it, right?
I've missed a couple classes too, so I'm not.
Okay, here it is. Wait, Daksha was given
Which
to daughter.
text?
Oh, it's 52, but it's not, I don't think it's explaining anything. I just saw his name there, that's all. The 13 daughters of Daksha given, so he's a Prajapati, if I'm not mistaken. So he is responsible for, you know, what do you call him?
It's
Progenitor?
yeah. So text 46 and 47 say that another of Manu's daughters, known as Prasuti, married the son of Brahma named Daksha. So Daksha is the son of Brahma.
Okay, so he's Lord Brahma's son. So
Yeah.
just by virtue of the fact that Daksha is the son of Lord Brahma, who's a demigod, and he's a very elevated demigod at that, we know he's not a very typical, he's not just a normal everyday jiva. And he had these 13 daughters, and he was very affectionate, especially toward his daughter Sati. And there was some problem. There was a problem between he gave Lord Shiva to his daughter in marriage. Now this Daksha, this dissension, I don't know fully yet what the cause of the dissension was, but I can gather. Okay, it was due to a great sacrifice arranged by Daksha for the pacification of the entire universe. And so we have, on the one hand, Lord Daksha is performing this great sacrifice for the whole, to pacify the whole universe. And then we have Lord Shiva, who is considered the most gentle. Okay, he's the best of the gentle. He's not envious of anyone, and he's equal to all living entities, and he has all good qualities. I didn't know he was so elevated. You know, I always thought that Lord Brahma, for some reason, was the topmost personality. I mean, Lord Brahma is very elevated, but Shiva also is all auspicious, and so I'm learning now that no one can be his enemy because he's peaceful, he's renounced, and this is where I think the problem comes in. He doesn't even construct a house for his residents. He's a complete renunciant. He lives underneath a tree, and he's detached from all worldly things. So I should remember this for the future. Maybe you all knew this, but I didn't, that Lord Shiva symbolizes the best of gentleness. I really didn't know that. And so the question was asked, I believe by Vidura, how could this possibly have become such a problem? How could Daksha, who gave his daughter to this gentle demigod, how could he be so against Lord Shiva? Okay, and so much so that Sati, she couldn't handle this problem between the two of them. I think it caused her so much pain and grief that she ended up just giving up her body. You know, because I can't be sure, but I'm thinking, there was no question of ever leaving her husband, or, you know, I can imagine that this must have been quite a dilemma, since she was very devoted to her father. She loved her father very much, but she also loved Lord Shiva. And I could just imagine myself in that situation that if my husband and my dad, my father, couldn't, were really against each other. Now that's materially speaking. That would be hard for me. I mean, I don't know if it would be enough to give up my body, but maybe I'd get severely depressed. But for two of these very elevated people, and Lord Shiva and Daksha, this must have been very, very difficult for Sati to put up with. So that was the first text. And then in the second text, and of course, anybody who joins, if you hear anything that doesn't sound right, just let me know. Lord Shiva, this is another thing that I didn't know that he was considered the spiritual master of the entire world, of everyone, the animate and inanimate. Okay, I know that Lord Balaram is considered the guru, the topmost spiritual master. And so when we have questions or we want to pray for, to better our service, this and that, we pray to Lord Nityananda, who is Lord Balaram in, I guess an incarnation or of Lord Balaram. So I'm finding out now for the first time that Lord Shiva, since he's so peaceful, and I have to remember that he's like, I'm almost going to call him the Prince of Peace, if you will. He's so peaceful, and he's always satisfied with himself, and he is the spiritual master of the entire world. This might be a little different than Lord Balaram or Lord Nityananda. I don't know. It says here he's the greatest among the demigods. Maybe among the demigods, I'm not sure, maybe someone can answer that for me. He's the topmost spiritual master. And he's a very auspicious personality. So again, we're hearing from Vidura, like, I can't understand how it's possible that these two great personalities could, how Daksha could be so inimical towards Lord Shiva, who's so peaceful. He's so, and he's free. He has no envy. That's another thing. And now Lord Shiva is considered, he's described as the Charachara Guru, or the spiritual master of all animate and inanimate objects. Okay. He is also sometimes known as Bhutanata, which means the worshipable deity of the dull-headed, which means the Bhuta means is sometimes taken to indicate the ghosts. So Lord Shiva takes charge of reforming persons who are ghosts and demons, not to speak of others who are godly. So he's the spirit. He's the spiritual master of everyone, both the dull and demoniac, and the highly learned Vaishnavas. He's the spiritual master of everyone. So I don't know where he fits vis-a-vis Lord Balaram and Lord Nityananda in terms of being the spiritual master. But it seems that this Lord Shiva is on a different, he also takes hold of those who are in the material world, those who are demoniac, the ghostly types, all of the living entities, plus the highly learned Vaishnavas. So Lord Shiva is considered the greatest of all Vaishnavas, and the dull demons worship him. And then He's the best of all Vaishnavas or devotees. And I have heard this. He also has his own sampradaya, the Rudra sampradaya. There are many people in India who worship only Lord Shiva. And so he is, even though it says here that he is an enemy or sometimes he's angry, he can't be the object of envy. So we understand that Daksha is a Prajapati, and he isn't there. There it is. He's in charge of fathering population, and all of his daughters are highly elevated, especially Sati, and her name means the most chaste. So whenever someone talks about chastity, Sati, the wife of Lord Shiva and daughter of Daksha, is considered first. And this is the reason why Vidura was astonished. How he asks, how then can there possibly be so much enmity between them that Sati, the most chaste goddess, could give up her body because of their quarrel? I would say that it would have to be something very, very painful for her to have endured, for sure, because I've noticed that many of the Indian women in this these Vedic scriptures, they're very, very strong. And the only ones I've remembered that would give up their body is if their husband was a sannyas or became like guru, and when he would leave the body, his wife would volunteer to leave her body because she would be liberated with him and go directly to the spiritual world. So this is the first time I'm reading. There might have been another incident, but I'm not recalling at the moment, where someone, she was a goddess, she gave up her body because of their quarrel. That's pretty heavy. So that's what I'm understanding between texts 1 and 2.
So a question is posed to Maitreya. The question is, would you kindly explain to me how such a son-in-law and father-in-law could quarrel so bitterly that the great goddess Sati could give up her life? So as Govardhan Leela mentioned, Daksha, the the father-in-law, he's a progenitor, he's exalted, as well as Lord Shiva, who is the best of Vaishnavas. He's considered like the topmost servitor of the Lord. You know, he's the one that, although very, very gentle, we're hearing now, he's also the one that's in charge of doing the dance of destruction. He's the one that brings on the destruction of the universe. He's also very renounced. He goes into meditation. He barely wears anything. He just wears like a little a fur covering, and meditates. He's covered in ash. And so how could this happen? So much so that the goddess Sati would give up her life. And Maitreya responds, Maitreya responds, in a former time, the leaders of the universal creation performed a great sacrifice, which all the great sages, philosophers, demigods, and fire gods assembled with their followers. So Therein begins an explanation about a big sacrifice where all the sages, all the philosophers, all the demigods assembled. Um, um, Thus begins the history of a great sacrifice performed by the leaders of the universal creation, Marichi, Daksha, and Vastita. So there were three of them that were performing the sacrifice. And in the next, verses to come, we will find out. We do not know yet why, what happened during this big sacrifice that would cause this to occur. Lord Brahma even was there present. Lord Shiva was present at this great sacrifice. And this is where we end. We don't know further because I have not read.
And Mataji, I also am beginning to think that we know how renounced Lord Shiva is, and he didn't construct a house for his residence. So I'm sure that he didn't construct anything either for his wife. He lives underneath a tree. And so we're looking, we know what it is, what a renunciant is like. And he's so peaceful and he's renounced. He doesn't even construct a house. We know that there are Vaishnavas, some Vaishnavas who are like this too, and other, renounced people. And, he's married to this, he actually has 13 daughters. I'm just not sure how wealthy these people were, or if he was almost like a king. I'm not sure if he had an expectation. I'm just guessing that the father would be very concerned that his daughter doesn't have shelter. Now, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out as we go along that they do have shelter. But I would think, my father would be wondering, well, aren't you going to provide something for my daughter?
I just read forward a bit, and it appears that that Dakshai comes into the fire sacrifice, and he went to take a seat, but what typically happens is, even in the Greek culture now, like if someone of importance comes to your house and you're sitting down at the table or whatever on the couch, you stand up to go greet them. And so Dakshai, his father-in-law, Lord Shiva's father-in-law, was expecting Lord Shiva to go and show him respect by standing, and that did not happen. So I think that's the source. It's just it's going to be tomorrow's, but it looks like it's just that's the source of maybe the strife between the two of them. Because it's typical that a son-in-law needs to show respect to his father-in-law, but and
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 again,
the way to show that is by standing up. One way is to stand up when someone comes into the room, and it didn't happen. So even though, Lord Shiva himself is very exalted, and so I don't know how that, who's of higher esteem. Usually they don't, people don't marry down, so maybe they're very similar in stature. They're both very, very exalted, but I don't know. Shiva's a demigod, so
right there, Mataji, I think you've got the answer. I
yeah.
think that probably as a demigod, Shiva didn't feel he had to.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are exalted, and there's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
like you said.
Yeah.
He's a demigod. He probably felt he didn't have to uh, show that kind of respect because he was higher up,
Mm-hmm.
probably,
Mm,
than um, than Daksha.
mm.
I don't know what I don't know what Daksha did besides populate the planet at that time. It's not saying what he did it for work or anything, what his ashram was or whatever. Um,
Well, for for someone to be chosen to be a progenitor, they have to be of high quality. You know, doesn't that make sense? That they're going to
sure.
be the one, you know, their offspring is going to be populating the world. So they pick someone of good character to do that. So yeah, I don't know what their ashram was. It looks like Ruchi Mataji's on the phone call. Maybe she would be able to add.
Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So I tried speaking on the phone and I had somebody on the phone. My mother, she was listening. So I kept trying to speak, but nobody could hear me. So I thought they have muted my phone. So then I joined on Zoom so that I could ask some questions that I had. But um, so can you
Nobody
tell?
muted you. I don't believe so. Uh,
Yeah, it's muted. You go and look on the participants, and in my phone number, there is no microphone.
yeah, I see that. I'm wondering if you have to enable it on your end. But you know,
No. I
no.
used to always have
Mm.
be able to speak on the phone, but see, like I will mute it from the Zoom. So I've joined in two places, Zoom and then the phone because no.
Okay, so you had some questions. I'm not sure how much we can answer, but did you want to ask? At least we can maybe talk through some. Ruchi Mataji?
Yeah, you cannot hear me on the phone, so I had to log into Zoom because you couldn't hear me on the phone. So, anyways, let me. So, yeah, what was my question? Yeah, where did you read that Lord Nityananda is also the? There is a lot of echo because Lord Nityananda is also the spiritual master. Can you tell me the reference because I wanted to read more about it? Hello?
Don't you disconnect the second phone, the one that doesn't have a voice, because that's why we're getting all the echo.
See, that's the thing. My mom was connected on that phone. I did a conference call with her. Sometimes she listens to the Bhagavatam. Now she wouldn't be
Oh,
able to hear anything. And I
oh.
was trying to speak on the phone, so maybe I can ask Leela Manjri. Maybe she's not on the call, she's somewhere. So to like not keep my phone on mute because then I'm not able to say anything. So I had to join on Zoom. But anyways, the question was that where did you read about Lord Nityanand being the spiritual master so that I could read about it more because I was really interested in reading about it. And second of all, they say that Shiva is the demigod, but in many places we have read that he is equal to to Vishnu, because remember when we just read in the last chapter, we read that when he was praying for God to reveal himself, the three murtis came, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh came. The Trinity came, and he could see all three of them, and they jointly were the like the Trinity or the gods. So and also like when we yeah So those were my just two comments or questions or whatever you call.
Well, we heard from Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's Adi Lila, chapter 5.
Okay, thanks.
It
Yeah,
says,
because I was wondering if it's in the Bhagavatam. I wanted to read more about it. I'll try to see if Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, and okay. So thanks a lot for the very nice class. And yeah, if somebody can convey to Leela Manjari to like keep my audio on, because sometimes my mother joins, and so she just is on the phone and she does not know how to join on Zoom. She does, so she can't join. So I
yeah.
normally ask her to join on the phone and she just listens to the class.
Hare Krishna Mataji. This is Manasi Ganga. What is your mother's name? Lakshmi?
I no, no, that's me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, she can't join Zoom. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I had to join on Zoom. See, that's the thing. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. I thought maybe she was there with you also.
No, she
No.
can't join on Zoom because she doesn't know how to join on Zoom. So I just put her on the phone and do a conference call with her.
Oh, I see. A conference call.
Mm.
So yeah, I remember the time when what was it in the past chapter where they talked about they called out for God, right? And all three of them appeared. So I can't speak with any confidence, on your question. So I'm not going to answer it. Maybe Govardhan Leela.
No,
I believe.
I was going to say, I'm not going to say I know for sure about Lord Nityananda being the spiritual master, but I know this much. I believe he's an expansion, or how do we say? Is he an incarnation of Lord Balaram, or is he an expansion of Lord Balaram?
I'm really not sure which one to say, but Sri Devi said somehow we were talking about Lord Nityananda, and then we were talking about Baladev too, and it was brought up that like Baladev who is Lord Nityananda, is the spiritual master of all. So I believe it's in there because we had a discussion once we were reading that, right? So maybe it's in there.
I remember once talking to Leela Manjari at the temple, and I said, "Oh, I wish I could get this particular service. Something about service." This was a long time ago, and I remember her saying to me, "Well, pray to Lord Nityananda." And so that's where I got this idea of the spiritual master, and for the very first time. But I'm asking about this Lord Shiva now is the spiritual master, which kind of blows me away. I don't understand I don't know. I don't know what the difference is.
So he is the Adi Guru, like he is the Guru because of the Guru lineage, because he is the one who basically instructs all the rishis. You've heard about the Saptarishi. So he instructs the Saprishis. He instructs them on basically all the philosophies of how, because see he is a renunciate. He has renounced everything, and he is considered the epitome of renunciation too. And he is always in samadhi, so he is like considered the spiritual master, because he is excuse me just a second. He is yeah, he is instructing all the gurus, and he is considered to be the Adi Guru. The first guru is Shiva, Lord Shiva. Yeah.
Well, then what's the difference then between him and Lord Balaram or Lord Baladev?
Lord Balram is he comes much lower in the rung, where he is like Lord Krishna and Balram. They were like the he is the Lord Balram is considered an incarnation of Adi Sheshnag, on which Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is lying down, so he is considered an expansion of Sheshnag. And so but Lord Shiva is his Lord Shiva is basically much above uh, Lord Nityananda, because he is Lord Nityananda comes from Shiva, we can say that, because he is like he is an expansion of yeah. Lord Shiva is unborn. Like nobody knows who his parents are. He just came out of his, like, of his own existence. He is beyond the realm of birth and death, and he is like he is also like omnipresent. He knows about all the. That's why he also governs all the animals and living beings on the earth, because he is like, there is Pashupati Nath. You can ask this one, Shanti Mataji. She's not on the call today. So in the Pashupati Nath, he is considered the lord of all the animals, because that's why he would he would doesn't approve of killing animals for satisfying hunger, and like he is. So yeah, in many books, it is written that he is the first guru of all the people, and also like so why he's considered the biggest Vaishnav is because like Lord Vishnu would favor the gods and the demigod, not the gods, I should say, the demigods. But Lord Shiva is so kind that he feels that even the unfit and the or the lower ghosts and demons, they all also have a right to salvation, to human life, and to a fair chance at survival. And so you see, his army isn't like all nice people decorated with good attributes, but his army is like people who are ghosts or demons or goblins, or people who are unfit, because he can control them, and he can guide them, and he is their well-wisher. And so, like, we read many stories how he gives boons to even demons, because he is so kind. He does not see like the long term if long term um, effects of those boons that he is giving, because he does not think like Lord Vishnu, that what will be the long term effects, but out of his kindness and mercy, he gives boons to even demons, because he thinks that they also deserve chance, and in spite of like many times when he's in trouble because of granting them boons, he still always gives them boons. So whenever people pray to Shiva, he's pleased easily. Like, he doesn't need any elaborate japa or sacrifices like the havans, like how they say we do fire sacrifices. he does not approve of fire sacrifices. He just is happy if you just pray by heart to him, and he will grant the wishes immediately without thinking about the long term effects. That's why one of his name is Ashutosh, which means please easily. So
But I didn't realize, thank you for that explanation, Ruchi Mataji. I understand what you're saying, but I can't, I'm confused because I thought that um, Balaram, Lord Balaram was actually higher than Shiva.
no, that you can ask anybody. He comes much lower in the lamp. Lord Shiva is unborn. He is like Lord Nityananda is like he has a birth. He's an expansion. Like you read like Leela Manjari was saying he's an expansion of Narayan himself. And then you see the thing when he is lying down on the Shesh Adi Shesh. That's when. That's when so he is an expansion of Adi Sheshnag. But Lord Shiva is above that. He is not even, nobody knows his divine birth, who are his parents. He appeared on his own, and he never comes into the cycle of life and death. He's mostly never born. When he had to visit Krishna, he just came, appeared from the celestial world onto the earth. He didn't have to take birth and then only he can come to earth. No, he can just travel any realms. He is beyond all this realm. So yeah, he is like way beyond Balram, way above him. Yeah.
Yeah, but Lord Balaram is very, I mean,
Lord Balaram is Chaitanya himself, isn't he?
No,
No.
Lord Chaitanya is not Balram. He is the combined form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the
Yeah,
combined
yeah,
form
yeah, and Radha.
of
I
Radha
know that,
Krishna.
but I'm just because Baladev, he's the same as Baladev. I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
said
yeah, he's the same as Baldev. He is Adishesh on which Lord Vishnu sleeps, but he is not even equal to Lord Shiva, because Shiva has his like own, he has his own planet. He is the uh, he is the supreme guru. He does not even, he is above all the realms. He is actually considered our he is actually considered our biological father, let's say, because Lord Vishnu tells Lord Brahma to create the worlds, and then the population is done by the populative aspect is done by Shiva himself, Shiva and um, um, the Divine Mother. They are themselves responsible for the birth of the human being. So he is our biological father, but actually all the souls are coming from Vishnu. But he so he is not even uh, like I told you, when he had to visit Krishna, he didn't have to like think about taking birth, because nobody can cross realms like that. But he just appeared out of nowhere from the divine realm and took darshan and of Krishna and went back to his own abode. Even like Rama and Krishna have both prayed to Lord Shiva for benedictions. So
I'm still, I hate to say this, but I'm really still very confused because I'm misunderstanding something. It's not your fault. I did not know that he was the spiritual master of the entire world. I thought it was Lord. Baladev and Balaram, that's the same. They're the same, are they not? They're the same.
yes, Baldev and Balram are the same. The Adishesh, on who, like you see on the in the picture in the temple, where Balaram Adishesh, on Adishesh is Lord Vishnu is lying down on the Adishesh, and Lakshmi is. serving them. So serving Lord Vishnu. So he is Lord Balram is an expansion of Adi Shesh, which is the Sheshnag.
I'm totally confused. Okay, I'm going to have to get some clarification from Guru Maharaj about this spiritual master thing, because I never knew he was the spiritual master of the entire world. And then I thought that Lord Balaram or Lord
I,
Nityananda.
okay, I'm on a site, it's Krishna.com, and it says Nityananda Prabhu, who is identical to Lord Balaram, the first expansion of Krishna, is considered
The
to be the
first
original
expansion.
is
Yes,
considered to be the original guru for all mankind.
yes.
Yeah,
I mean
And
because
now,
that's the ISKCON. That's the
yeah,
ISKCON belief.
because he is an expansion of, he comes from Lord Shiva. So he is considered the guru, but above him is the supreme guru. He, like how he is the expansion of Krishna, meaning that he is the also the expansion of Shiva. These are all like convertible gods. But I would like to remind you that when in the last chapter we read, that when just in the last chapter we read that when who was it, I forget, these days I forget a lot of things. So he was praying to God to reveal himself, and then Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh appeared. Lord Nityanand did not appear because he is an expansion, but Lord Shiva is not an expansion of any god. We cannot say Lord Shiva is an expansion of Vishnu. No, because Lord Shiva is, he has his own like lok, his own realm, and he from him emanates Lord Balram. It's not written anywhere, but it's like if you read deeply, then in many places it is revealed that because he is not Lord Balram is comes much lower in the list, like how Krishna is above Lord Vishnu, right? Because Vishnu is the maintainer. But if you see the if we consider the Holy Trinity, or not, I should say the Holy Trinity word comes from the Bible, sorry, I mean if we see the Trinity, then above that is Krishna, they say. So similarly, Nityananda and all, they are all expansions, like how avatars, like how Rama was an avatar of Vishnu, but he was not Vishnu, or he was not Krishna. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but yeah, Shiva comes way above it. Like if you hear the Mahabharata or the Ramayana, all the time, even Krishna and Ram both have asked for benedictions from Lord Shiva. When Ram was going to kill um, uh, Ravan, he first prayed to Shiva before he even went there, because he knew that Ravan was a big devotee of Lord Shiva. And even when he granted him the permission, then he went. And after coming back, he also um, um, wanted to appropriate for his sins. And I shouldn't say appropriate, but he had to like consider this thing for his sin. And so he again at Rameshwaram, he again built the temple, built the Shiva Lingam, and again prayed to Lord Shiva for forgiveness for killing his devotee. So he is way above all these
well, let me ask you a question. Just please let me interrupt, my dear, just for a moment, because I don't have, we're supposed to get off in a few minutes, but I just wanted to say, is your family, do they worship Lord Shiva?
No, my family doesn't, but I do. I am a biggest devotee of Lord Shiva. Above any other god, I worship Shiva. Yes, I do.
Okay. And because of that, I think there's in India, there are many different interpretations about, some believe that Shiva is almost higher than Krishna. And,
Yeah,
we obviously, as Vaishnavas, we don't believe that.
Yeah, but even Krishna, when he was asked, when he had to ask Arjun to collect weapons, if you read in Mahabharata, he asked Arjun to pray to Lord Shiva to give him the Pashupa astra, which nobody like. There's no equal to that in the entire world. Nobody has that. Which means Pashupat astra is like nobody in the world has the capacity to cut that, which is even Brahmastra many people had, and they can stop it and cut it off with another Brahmastra given by Lord Brahma. Many people had Brahmastra, but nobody had Pashupatiastra, which was only because once it is given, not even Lord Shiva can, not even Lord Vishnu can stop it, and there is no another, there nobody can cut it. Like how Brahmastra can be stopped. Lord Krishna himself stopped the Brahmastra, but Pashupati Astra, he had to pray to Lord Shiva, and um he himself asked him many times to. So it's all like it's people say in the Krishna book many times that he used to also worship Shiva, where Leela Manjari can tell you more about it. That when she went on the pilgrimage, there is a temple where Krishna used to worship Lord Shiva every day. So it's all like stories. I mean, I know I shouldn't say it's stories, but the point being that, yes, Lord Shiva is in a realm of his own. He is not like confined to race. We believe as well in the Gaudiya Math that Krishna is above Lord Shiva, which is yes, many people agree to that, but. Um, it's like being two equal people, and then they say, okay, who's above that? And they always say that both of them worship each other, and Brahma is still considered junior to um, Shiva because he is the born out of Lord Vishnu. You see, Brahma is born out of Lord Vishnu, but Shiva has a existence of his own. Nobody gave birth to him, and
Okay, but I'm going to still ask Guru Maharaj for clarification for myself about this
yeah,
guru.
sure,
If,
you can ask
because
him,
I
but
appreciate your input here, and it is very helpful. But by this, I still, I'm still confused about a few things, and it'll take me a while to get it. I don't know if everyone else understood everything, but it's going to take me a little longer
yeah,
because
sure.
this idea about the spiritual master, it's like, well, what were both of them the original spiritual master, or I don't know.
No,
Uh,
that one thing about Lord Nityananda, and that I'm pretty sure. I mean, yes, you can ask, but that I'm like pretty confident that he is Shiva is much above Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda can be considered like an expansion of Lord Sheshnag, but Shiva is like way above that, but. Why we consider him as the spiritual master? Because Shiva normally doesn't come in the realm of like human beings. He doesn't take birth in the form of human beings. He doesn't come. He doesn't come in this worldly. He doesn't come in this worldly realm. He stays in the divine realm of his own, and he does not take birth out of a father or mother ever. He just appears whenever he wants to appear in this world. He appears without having to take birth.
okay.
So that's why we consider as a human being, if we consider in the human incarnation, I should say, then we can consider Lord Nityananda as a human incarnation. but he cannot be the guru of both animate and inanimate objects, and also like of all the animals, because he is adi guru, meaning even before Ram and Krishna and all these incarnations came on earth, people used to worship Shiva was the first worshipped god. Like even before they came, Ram and Krishna came on the earth as an avatar of Lord Vishnu, he was always worshipped. Like his temples are found in Ceylon, Afghanistan, all the places in the world they find Shiva lingams. So he was
Okay.
worshipped way beyond, which is way beyond when Rama and Krishna came on this earth. Even then, when they appeared on this earth, I should say. So he was worshipped by Lord Ram, always worshipped Lord Shiva, like even in the Gurukul, or even every time when he was going to kill Ravan, he prayed to Lord Shiva, and he asked for the permission to kill him.
Okay,
So
Mataji. All right. Well, I'm sorry. It's getting late. It's 10 minutes after 6. I need to go. I mean, if you all need to
No,
stay,
I need to go as well. Hmm.
yes. So I want to
okay.
thank you all for all your discussion, and um, sometimes it'll take me a few times to gather understand it, but I'm getting it a little by little. So I'm going to ask Guru Maharaj for Eid. I want to see what his take is on this and how he's going to describe everything, and um, and then I'll bring it back. Okay.
Yeah, sure. And please, if somebody can ask Leela Manjari to next time unmute my phone, because so that I had to cut off my mom because you said the voice was echoing, and so I couldn't like.
Mataji, send her a text and tell her. She'll answer you.
Okay. Yeah, I sent
Okay?
one. I sent one here right now, but I think she's not there. Maybe she'll see it later. Anyways, thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak on Lord Shiva. He's my what I should say, Ishtar, the one I believe in most. So thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak today, I guess. So
Thank
thanks a
you
lot.
Thank you.
for all your input. That was very enlightening, and in so many ways I never saw it that way, and I have to, put all the pieces of the puzzle together, because it's very vast knowledge, and it takes a long time to, unless you were brought up with it, you don't really know until,
Yeah, that's
you know,
true, because until one is like, yeah, we've been hearing about these stories since childhood, Ramayana and all this. So that's why I guess, um, yeah, but
okay. Well, thank you very much, all of you, for being there for me, and that's it. So, uh, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.